10 signs you've met your soulmate. Hi, this is Midnight Moon Tarot and I'm Diana. Thank you all so much for coming to my channel. This is a brand new channel, so if you haven't yet, please subscribe and click on the bell so that you're sure to be notified anytime I upload new content. In my last video, I talked a little bit about 10 signs you've met your twin flame. If you haven't had a chance to watch that, you can go watch it and then compare that one with this one to see exactly what the differences are. Now, there are a lot more than 10 signs, but these are some of the major signs that I've gotten from my studies, from talking to friends, from talking to clients, and these just seem to be like a pretty common theme. All right, the first sign that you've met your soulmate is that you feel a sense of peace and comfort and warmth, and you just feel so comfortable around them. Like if you've ever met someone and you just stay up the whole night talking, and you know everything they say is so interesting and everything about you is so interesting to them as well. Now, this happens a lot, and you know, we meet people all the time and we just feel like we've known them our whole entire lives. But when you meet your soulmate, it will be that, but it will be so much more intense. Now, there are a lot of people that say in a world where there are 7 billion people, how can there be just one soulmate? Well, the truth is we have one twin flame, but we will have, and there are many, many soulmates that we will meet along our way, and sometimes we end up staying with them forever, and sometimes they help us to grow and to progress until we get to the next level with our twin flame. The second sign you've met your soulmate is that you're different, but you're balanced. You're a perfect complement to each other. You're like yin and yang, and salt and pepper, and light and dark, but you complement each other. You may have a completely different physical appearance. People say you don't look like somebody that would be with somebody like that, but it works, and it's like I said, it's a complete balance. Okay. Well, when you get to the third sign, it gets a little deeper, and it makes you feel as if you have met your match. Now, I'm not talking about like argument or a boxing ring, that kind of match. I'm talking about goes along with the perfect complement. This is where it goes into a little bit deeper level. Okay, you will share the same interests and the same likes, and you will like the same type of music, same type of art. You will like the same type of adventures, and whenever you get together, it will be enjoyable, it will be fun, it will be adventurous. You will have, and that can mean even just sitting at home watching TV, snuggling, or whatever. Yeah, so, but whatever it is that you do and you like to do, whether you're homebodies or you're someone that likes to get out there and do stuff, this person will love it. They'll be up for anything you want to do, and you will feel like you're up for anything they want to do. The fourth sign that you've met your soulmate is that you will have same values and morals. Now, you may have had the same type religious or spiritual upbringing or beliefs. You may have similar education. You may have, you know, the same political beliefs. So there's not going to be any of that divided house stuff going on. All right, and now the fifth sign you've met your soulmate is they've seen you at your worst, and you've seen them at their worst, and neither of you's running away, and that's pretty cool. So the sixth sign you've met your soulmate is this deep, deep, intuitive sense of just knowing, and you will have empathy on a completely different level than you've ever experienced before. You will find that you will be able to pick up on this person's feelings or emotion, or if somebody got hurt or they're in an accident or whatever, whether you were with them or you're not with them at the time. Like, they may be on a trip, or they could be at work, or you could be at work, or you'd be on a business trip or whatever. But it's like that feeling where you hear about people who said they were sound asleep and they just sat straight up in bed and they just knew something was wrong, or somebody was sad, or somebody was going through like great emotional grief, and you just feel this overwhelming sense of the same thing that they are feeling. The number 7 sign that you've met your soulmate is you will feel this electricity when you touch them. And I don't mean chaotic or static. I mean just same, just merges together. It's like you're vibrating on the same frequency. Okay, and it's a perfect match. It's it's a perfect fit. Like if you had a fuse box and something blew because the panels were overloaded or whatever, and then you went and put in a smaller fuse, and it might work for a minute, but it's going to blow up. You're the perfect fuse for that fuse box. You're the perfect fit. So you're going to work completely. Now, the 8th sign you've met your soulmate is, even though you have rough patches, or you may have arguments or disagreements, they won't be anything like on the twin flame level. And your partner will want to compromise, and you will too. You're not always trying to just win that battle to prove your point, and neither is your partner. You both care and want to understand each other's point of view and come to a compromise that works well for both of you. Okay, let's see. All right, I have little notes that tell me like number 1, and then I can go on each point. Okay, number 9 is you can 100% be yourself. Okay, this is you can be as weird or quirky or have a vulgar sense of humor, parts of you that you would never show publicly or whatever, but you do with those that are closest to you. You can even show your shadow side. You can be as weird or twisted or, whatever, but they won't run away like your twin flame will. All right. Now, the 10th sign that you've met your soulmate is you will recognize them as a teacher, and you will also be their teacher. So when we come to our soulmate, we bring with us, if we have previously been with our twin flame, we bring with us these burdens and these lessons that we need to work through, and they help us work these things out. They help us figure everything out so that we can continue to grow, so that at some point you can have that reunion with your twin flame, and you and your twin flame can grow to a more evolved level. If it's not time for you to return to your twin flame, say your twin flame hasn't done as much work, or maybe you still need to do more, you have more lessons to learn, you will separate again, and you will meet another soulmate. This is what I was saying earlier about there may be is that coffee? There may be more than one soulmate that we have in our lives, more, many more, and each one serves a different purpose depending on what point we are in our growth. Okay, and that way when we learn those lessons from the new soulmate, we can go on, and this will go back and forth until both halves of the twin flame have learned all the lessons that they know and they need to learn so that they can be in union again as that divine union and be able to put that love back out into the world so that others can grow and progress. And it's, you know, it's like being light workers. You know, you help others grow and evolve to the point so that the whole world vibrates on this higher level of love for humankind. All right, now that completes that. My next video is going to be on soul companions, and what I love about soul companions is it's kind of like a little subset of soulmate. You know, not all soulmates are romantic partners, so I like to think of them as soul companions. This could be a best friend, it could be a pet, it could be an ancestral spirit that watches over us and helps us. I even had one that was a tree once. His name was Henry. He was this great big 100-year-old oak tree. It was crazy, but it was so beautiful. But this tree, everybody that would come to my home would say, that's such an awesome tree. And everybody, even people who didn't know each other who would come over, everybody wanted to hug that tree. It's so neat. Now, an interesting story is, after my children were grown and moved out, and the house was just entirely too big for me, I moved out, and subsequently my twin flame moved into the same house, and he noticed the same thing about the tree. And the funniest thing of all is he named the tree exactly the same thing that I named it. So he must have been, the tree must have put it into our heads to call this tree Henry. I thought it was kind of cool. But anyway, years later, the house burned down. The tree is still there, right? I mean, just feet from the house. It's still there, like a sentinel on top of that hill. It's kind of cool. But Henry will be there a while, I guess. Anyhow, so that's just an example of how you can have soul companions that fill you with light and love and get you through hard times. Okay. All right. So that completes my video, and if you would like a reading, my contact information is in the description box below. You can email me at midnightmoontarot@gmail.com. There are also links to my social media as well as my Patreon account and my PayPal. Also, I just want you to know that even if you don't want a reading, you can email me and you know, we can talk, or I answer all questions that you might need to know that are relevant to tarot or twin flames or soulmates, and I do read all comments and emails. All right, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.